Previously on Deck of Many Aces.
But what you do notice is that this crystal, it looks like it's sort of pushing out this necromancy magic. It's what's infusing it into the space. It's flowing from there, and as well as like there's other bits of magic coming from inside. It's much less of it.
So that's the source of all evil.
And as you're like hanging your head and your shoulders out the window, your hand with what's holding the crystal like drops itself outside of the window, like through it. When that happens, the crystal that was in your hand suddenly shatters.
Can you kind of wiggle around and see and find the dimensions of this?
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, it's quite tight. It's sort of the dimensions of a coffin, but you're standing up in it.
I have a sneaky suspicion that I might be dead, which is fascinating.
Hello and welcome to Deck of Many Aces, an actual play D&D podcast made with actual asexual.
The little solitary poem at the end really sold it for me.
Yeah, gotta have that one wham to finish it all off.
Classic.
I am Eiriol. I am your DM for this interlude. Your demi-romantic mycelium. That's a word.
Have we done it before? I have a feeling we've done it before.
We haven't.
I don't think we have done.
Ellie's not that smart. Don't give her that much credit.
But mycelium's such a good word. Besides, didn't you read a series of unfortunate events?
Yeah, I'm definitely smart and haven't just been playing a mask game.
I think you discussed it on the Q&A as well.
You did.
Yeah.
Poisonous names.
Anyway.
Who are we playing with? Who are our players today?
Hello, my name is Chloe. I'm first. This is still weird, even though we're in like episode 5 of Spicy Forest or something.
Episode 5 of this one shot, yeah.
Yeah. I'm playing Yaia Akiked, who is an Arakocra ranger and the party mum. And we both use she/her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm second. I will never be used to this. And I am playing Gambol, who is I nearly said tiefling then.
Or are they?
No.
A little too in character.
Who is a changeling wild magic sorcerer and is generally just a bit crazy and is the party's basket case. Because the reason I'm a forever DM is because GMing for me is a liability and should be avoided at all costs. We both use she/her pronouns.
Katie.
Oh, I thought it was I can't remember. I don't actually know your surname, so
Buddy!
I'm not sure what
We're doing first names.
It's first name.
Elemento P. No, yeah. JK Element. Yeah. Okay.
This is the 5th episode, Katie.
We haven't recorded in a while, okay?
Yeah, you
Hi,
can tell.
my name is Katie. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am playing Jacob, who is a warlock, and uses he, him pronouns, and doesn't have many points in wisdom, but does have a few in intelligence, and that's quite a bad combination.
Hello, I'm Nathan. I am playing Gimbal, the Clockwork Soul Changeling Sorcerer. I use he, him pronouns, and Gimbal uses he, they, and is the counterbalance to Gambol.
Yay!
Wait, you two are related?
Who'd have thunk
I mean,
it?
it's either that or you're dating.
We
That's
didn't
the only
create our
two
characters
options when
together.
people look very
Bad
similar.
trope. Nope. Bad trope. Nope.
Please, no. They are siblings.
Nope to the trope.
Sweet home Alabama.
Oh my god. Add that to the list of things we're getting cancelled for.
By the way, the reason I say this is because I've had this happen to me in real life where my friend, who I'm not even related to, people will go, "Oh, are you siblings?" And then immediately, when they find out we're not siblings, we'll go, "Oh, you must be dating."
I know which
then."
friend you're talking about. Yeah, I remember that did happen.
it happened
Oh, I know which friend you're talking
consistently.
about. Yes.
Shout out to that friend if you ever listen to this podcast. I don't think you will,
Don't think
but
she will.
I doubt it. But
Oh,
anyway.
man.
I get the complete opposite in that people well, not so much anymore, but used to be with me and my brother, be like, "Oh my gosh, is this your girlfriend? Is this your
Oh,
boyfriend?"
no,
And it's like, no, it's my brother.
uncomfy.
And then they immediately look uncomfortable, and I'm like,
Wild take. Actually get a boyfriend that looks similar to you, and then when people meet him and they're like, "Oh, is this your boyfriend?" Just be like, "No, he's my brother."
I
And
saw
watch them get real uncomfortable.
I saw an article earlier this week about, and it was about blah blah upsetting real life things, whatever. But it was interviewing a lesbian couple, and they looked so similar. They were almost identical. Oh, these two were like, they're both like blonde white women with long straight hair, wearing pink, fairly heavy makeup, kind of like look like influencers. And
Katie and Eiriol remember the first person I dated out of high school.
Anyway, couples who look too much like each other wig me out sometimes.
Oh yes, yeah.
At least have a height difference. Anyway,
What a tangent,
Yes.
folks.
Well, let's play some D&D.
Wait,
What
I just want to
happened-
throw in real quick. Why height difference instead of haircut?
well, I just
Because height is just
fair
so
enough,
easily
but,
changed.
Like, I know.
I'm sorry,
I'm
what?
kind of thinking it more like character design, where it's like, actually, at least give them distinguishing features.
I was just
Oh
like,
my
wait.
god, wherever you are, you need to make these people look slightly less identical. That's the one bone I have
It's
to
wigging
pick with
me
you.
personally out.
you're assuming that every couple is God's plan for those people, and I can assure you that is not true.
Okay, I'm going to move on.
Some Christian shade from Chloe
What
Elliott.
happened last session?
I died.
Yes.
Wasn't it the session
Oh,
before?
God, yeah.
technically?
Technically,
Yes.
you've been dead for a whole
Oh
session.
my god. Yeah, and you were stuck in like a cupboard thing.
How many
And we got
rounds is that?
We still haven't ascertained that I am actually dead, but I think I am.
Yeah.
For the audience, your heart stopped beating and you are not breathing unless you like actively have to try to, and you're cold and your skin is
This
is
just
white.
proves that I'm a Twilight vampire. That's all you're saying.
Vampire.
No. Your room temperature. You're not like Twilight vampires that are lower than room temperature. That is a specific thing that was said by Stephanie Myers, that they are lower than room temperature, which is really weird scientifically.
Feathers, though? Don't you have
Wild.
feathers? You're Aarakocra.
Stephanie Meyer is the absolute authority on vampire physiology.
Weird hill to die on, Stephanie, but at least you're dead.
This conversation is cursed, and I wish I hadn't brought it up.
What else happened? I feel like I have been really in character. I think Gambol only pays attention like a solid 30% of the time, and I remember bits very vividly, and then other bits,
There
I
was
don't know what
crystals,
happened.
and we found we could destroy them by throwing them out the window.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many crystals we found, though.
You destroyed two.
I
There were
believe
like
3.
Yes.
I think you've just found and destroyed 3.
I
of
have
them.
one in my pocket.
Okay.
I've
Do
just
we know
seen
that?
in my notes. No, I mean, I think most of it was just kind of us wandering around going, "What's going on?" That's the main points.
I think
Yeah.
the crystals are the
I'm trying to see if I have any more comprehensive notes.
discovered so far.
That and
Yeah,
the character death.
You did try to cast message to the crystal, and it hurt one
Oh
of
yeah,
you.
it hurt me.
Yeah, I've written. Jacob messages the crystal. Give us Yaia back. Reply is 4 psychic damage.
Yeah, and that's why I've got 4 psychic damage, 4 damage on my hit points. Okay.
I took very comprehensive notes. This is not like me.
I've got some useful notes about, I think, so I've got identify for something, which I think was the
Did we use it on the crystal?
Yeah.
Because it says magic
I cast
item.
identify on the crystal.
Yeah. We used it twice. So identify on the goo was magical item, magical runoff, waste product of magic, feels like an embodied death, bad, gelatinous, which is why I think it's the goo, infused, and like a magic sponge. I know, right? Bad. And then identify on the crystals said that it was a point of reference.
That's where all my
something.
first level spell slots went.
That's where all they and then also we did detect magic, I think, on the crystal. And that was necrotic, obviously, bit of an illusion. And it feels like it's pushing out necrotic damage. And there's
illusion,
other
conjuration, and transmutation for that.
Yes,
as well
and
as the necromancy.
The other magic is flowing into it, and the necrotic energy is like being pushed out of it.
I got stuck in a cupboard
Yeah.
and died.
I did.
Yeah, and then you got out of the cupboard with a rope trick, and then immediately went back into the cupboard because there was nowhere else
to go.
Really
Yeah.
thought that was going to be a coffin. I was quite concerned.
So did I.
I have a question.
Okay.
The
Yes,
symptoms that Yaia is experiencing, no heartbeat, doesn't need to breathe.
Oh no.
Is Yaia a grow folk now?
Sure. Grow folk need to breathe, and they also have
Yeah, but they
lungs.
breathe differently. Like, not through lungs, right?
I'm sure
No, they have-
you
they
would
have lungs?
noticed if she no longer had
Yeah,
feathers and instead
they're not
had
like
bark.
they're not like human lungs, but they have lungs.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
checking.
They are, to quote Eiriol, they are like if somebody had told a god to design a person, but the god only had trees as a point of reference.
Yeah, they like explained what a human is and like how they work. But like when you're explaining that stuff, you forget about key details. Like the inside is made of meat, and so when you don't have any reference for what meat is, you just don't use it.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking. Just checking. Proceed.
No! No!
I think I might be dead. That's where we ended.
On that note,
Yeah. Gay fear.
would you like to
Gay
roll me 4d6?
Oh, big gay
Oh,
fear.
boy.
The biggest of gay fear.
I didn't get that many.
So much gay
dice
fear.
out. Give me a mo.
If you want, I can roll them, but
No,
I thought I'd give you the chance.
I've got them here. They just need to come out the bags, the various bags that they're all in. I really should keep my dice in a more organised way than just different bags for different sets, but that's what we're living with. Right. I rolled very well. It's a 21.
So that's how many max hit points you lose, buddy.
No!
It's the funniest thing to have you
the
say I rolled a 21. I rolled really well.
Oh my god.
This is why I'm the tank.
How
It's
many
fine.
hit points do you have
Okay,
now?
I guess
I'm just
Jacob
doing
is
maths.
the new tank.
36. Yikes.
I did specifically ask for hit point max
Oh,
hit
man.
points when I made the decision.
Remember when
for
I was
46?
excited to get into combat with my very strategically built ranger?
Maybe my chaotically built sorcerer won't be so bad after all.
I can't believe Jacob is a tank now.
Myra was already secretly the tank.
This is true. I'm just getting up Gimbal's sheet as well as Gambol's so I can have them side by side. Just so I know. Just so we're keeping tabs.
So Gimbal would like to, with very large eyes, very curious, reach out and poke Yaia on the arm.
Yeah, they're cold, right? They're just cold. They're not cold
Okay.
in the room. They're room temperature, which is cold for a person, not colder than most people should be.
While this is happening, I feel like Gambol steps forward, starts to stick out her tongue, and then has a learning moment and doesn't lick Yaia's arm.
I feel like Yaia sees this and gives the biggest death stare anyone has ever given anyone.
Death stare, get
I
it?
will
Because you're
say,
not alive.
Hey.
This is kind of cut by the fact that you are really tired. It didn't hit you at first because you know you were in a cupboard and you were stressed and you were trying to get out and stuff. But once getting out, you're like, oh, cool. And now you're just like, oh, God, I'm so tired.
For Jacob looking at her, does she look any different?
Yeah, she looks pale.
I mean, I'm already quite pale because I've got pale beige feathers, but...
Oh, yeah, you're a
paler than that.
Yeah, they look a bit pale. They look a little bit kind of...
Whatever Peaky
clammy.
looks like.
Yeah, they look ill. Basically, it does look like you're looking at a dead body.
Oh, great.
To put it simply.
Huh. Well, I mean...
So not hugely different, but different enough to be like, something's up here.
So, Yaia, not to, question you, but I've read a lot of books about dead things, and I'm pretty sure dead things don't walk about.
I mean,
for a ghost hunter, you're talking a lot about
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
You know
not
what
the right
I mean?
accent.
Like, people.
yeah, I gotta concur with Yaia on this one. Like, we are here to do a thing that involves undead things and, you know,
But-
like things that walk around that are definitely not alive. I don't think Yaia is one of
Yeah,
those. though.
exactly.
What happened?
Like,
I followed you all downstairs. And then I found myself inside this cupboard.
huh?
can I have a look at the cupboard?
That's it,
I'm
really.
gonna get in the
Yeah,
cupboard.
you can have a look at the cupboard. It is a wooden box for all intents and purposes. There's not really anything in here. It's just kind of empty.
So if I step in the box, I don't die.
No,
Can I-
the box doesn't kill you.
Okay.
This isn't a murder box.
Can I do I guess like a medicine check on Yaia to see if I can like figure out like why she is all dead like?
At this point, also, 1 minute has passed, and Gimbal finishes casting Identify using 2 sorcery points.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
buddy.
So, okay, identify first, and then I'll talk to you about the medicine check. So, what you are identifying?
Yaia.
I don't think you can, because the eye is not an object. They're a creature.
I'm not.
It says,
thank you.
if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting
Oh my
it.
god,
Oh.
I hate identify. I have to think how to describe this spell. This spell is... It's basically like... It's the same thing that you saw with the crystal, but with Yaia.
Oh.
That's the easiest way to put it. It's not the crystal, but the way it is affecting the environment around Yaia and the way it's affecting like magic in general around it is that same thing, right? It's a point of reference for something.
Obligatory question, should we throw Yaia out of the window?
I'm not going to tell you if Yaia will explode if you throw them out the window. You can find that out for yourself.
First suggestion I would make is, Yaia, you should not leave this house until we determine whether you will melt.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if the crystals are like concentrated magic though, and Yaia is not just magic, then maybe it'll just wear off. Maybe it'll fix her.
Or she'll just be dead.
Yeah, I don't think that the whole it'll just wear off is as optimistic as you think it is.
I'd rather not die, if I'm being totally honest.
It might be too late for that, but that's okay.
Gambol.
What?
Gambol, what? So you wanted... If you wanted to see what was affecting them, you'd be looking... Well, I mean, you kind of know that at this point. It's something similar to the
Yeah.
thing. But if you want to generally, like, see how they're doing medically, you can roll a medicine.
Can I? What would it be like? What, Arcana or something? If I wanted to do?
Yeah, I don't know if you could really establish anything more than Gimbal already has with the Identify spell, to be honest with you.
I didn't roll super well, but I guess like shifting my focus a little bit. Like, would I be able to? What would I use to figure out potentially like how we could help her? Like any like magic or non-magic we could do that would like
Yes, yeah.
heal
Well,
her and make her less dead?
professional opinion as a ghost hunter, what can you do
Yes.
to solve this problem?
Yes.
What did you roll
On a
again?
12 roll.
Okay, yeah. You don't know anything specific. Like you haven't read any books that happen to say like, oh, if someone is dead but not actually dead, do this thing, you know. But the main thing you'd like expect is to, in like a normal haunting session, you know, on the sesh. If a normal haunting, you would, you know, de-haunt the place. You'd get rid of the ghost. You'd get rid of whatever was haunting it, whatever was cursing the place, whatever was going on. You remove that. Usually, people kind of go back to normal. Sometimes they don't go back to normal. Sometimes they die, but that tends to be like people who have been there for quite a while. It's like they're only there because of the magic sustaining them. Without it, they're gone. But like most people who have been like affected by something recently, they tend to go back to normal.
The most important thing we can do is figure out what's going on here, and then maybe that will fix Yaia's problem on its own. And if it doesn't, then we need to find some kind of medic, because I don't have any kind of like revivey kind of spells.
Neither do I.
I've got gentle repose,
Oh, that might
but
be useful.
I don't think that's. I think that's maybe like a post-ghost solution. Ha! I like that, post-ghost.
If she dies immediately when we leave, then you try gentle repose.
I could try and heal myself.
Yeah, I mean, look, my spell options to help you are limited. Also, I mean, I can see whether you're an undead or not, I guess.
Maybe we should keep looking for the crystals.
Yeah. What else could I do? I could hex you. That's probably not helpful.
Again, I'd rather not die.
Even I know that's not a good idea.
I think we have about 3 options. We could throw all the crystals out the windows and see if that fixes Yaia. We could
Throw Yaia out the window.
No!
conduct a seance, or, and Gimbal's hand sparks with electricity, we could try to restart the heart.
Gimbal, I like the way you think.
I don't like any of those.
That would be fun.
No, it sounds very scary.
I can cast guidance to make you do better on the restarting of the heart, if you
That
like.
doesn't make it any better.
Electricity is just like fun tingles that go around your brain and your body and make you maybe lose some of your memory and functions.
I told you never to lick those. Never to lick those lightning rods.
But they make my brain go fuzzy.
That's not a good reason.
Yeah, I'm going to remind you, Yaia, that you do have a
I
crystal
know, I was
on
about
you.
to bring it out, but then the conversation moved on. I'll be like, hang on, did you say crystal?
Yeah?
Yeah?
What? I found one in the cupboard.
Oh,
Well,
should we throw it out of the window?
Yeah, give it a yeet.
What?
Do we
Why are we
know
throwing it out the window?
that throwing it out the window will not kill Yaia?
No, but we've already thrown all the others out of the window.
This is true.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, let's find out. Not that if she dies, obviously, but like, she's not getting any more alive by us just standing here and doing nothing. So, you know, this
yeah.
feels like a course of action, if nothing else.
And to defend what I said earlier, which I understand now was perhaps maybe something of a himbo moment, but I mean, like, people.
I just took a drink. You can't do that.
When I mean that people don't usually, like, normally you have a corpse and it's like reanimated with an evil spirit, or it's a skeleton with an evil spirit in it, or it's like a ghost. But people don't normally, like, have their bodies stop being alive but also be fine, you know?
I'm not listening to any excuse that you give past the word himbo.
Is what I meant by, like, people don't usually move around when they're dead. Like, obviously if you put an evil spirit in there, it'll do that, but, you know?
Do you think there's an evil spirit inside me?
No, I think in this analogy, you're the evil spirit in yourself.
Well, that's unsettling.
Yeah, it is.
Aren't we all just all evil spirits inside of ourselves?
Throw the crystal! Throw the crystal! Throw the crystal!
Yeah, yeet it. You haven't had a chance
Does
to yeet
anyone
anything
have a
yet.
healing spell first?
No.
That we could
No.
cast on Yaia?
I have a
No.
healing spell. I will cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Yeah, you're at max health, aren't you?
I'm at max health. I'm at max health of the 21 maximum that I lost.
No.
Yes. So you stay at that max.
Yeah, I doesn't know
That's how max health
Double
works.
the HP of you.
Yeah.
And I'm a sorcerer.
How do you have so much health?
+2 constitution, baby.
No, I have 36.
Oh, okay. That's not
I
quite
lost
so bad.
21.
That's where Gamble's AC went, into Constitution.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Are you going to chuck this crystal out the window?
Yeet, 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 yeet.
Yaia Keat. If you remove all the middle letters of Yaia Keat,
That took me a while.
I knew exactly what
There is
you
a
were
K.
saying. I was like,
There is a K
Oh
between
my
the double
gosh.
E and the T.
Yeah,
but if you
a
took that out as well.
I thought it was a Keat.
yeeked.
That's past tense.
Chloe,
Have you yeeted?
Yeah. What?
Yeet.
are you yeeting?
Yeah.
Okay. You throw it out the window and it shatters in the same way that it has for the others. You don't know this Yaia, obviously, you've only seen this one. Nothing really happens for a second. And then you hear a rumbling below your feet. And then it stops. And you don't hear anything else.
Well,
You know.
mission
Perhaps the
accomplished.
ghost in the
Have
basement.
we checked the
Is there a
basement?
basement?
Is there a basement?
There wasn't a basement from what you could see.
That sounds like there's a basement.
Yeah. that's DM for there's a basement, but you just don't know
Okay.
it's there.
I'm gonna say you check around the house and you find not a basement per se, but you do find a hole leading downwards.
Buddy, you were so close to me fireballing the floor, and I am so sad that we missed that opportunity.
We could have just jumped down the toilet.
The toilet is
It's a composting toilet.
Right, but it goes
I'm
under
avoiding
the
toilet
floor
talk from now
right?
on.
So you could just jump down there.
This is true.
no, it doesn't.
Oh.
You could fireball the composting toilet.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
There is a hole. It is in the pantry that leads down into the earth.
Okay.
How big is it? Like, wide is it?
It's a little narrow, but it's like 4 feet. You know, it's 5 feet for ease of use, but it's actually 4 feet.
I'm gonna cast levitate on myself and then gently lower myself into the hole.
Oh, it's not a hole that's like drops. It's a hole that like goes that slopes downwards.
Oh, okay.
But it is a hole that kind of has been burrowed into the.
Okay, I'm going
Did we
down.
see this before, or did we just not look for it?
You didn't see it before.
Was it not
You think
there?
you would have noticed a person-sized hole?
I mean, maybe we didn't
Probably
go into
wasn't
that
there.
room.
Unless you really messed up. then
Okay,
it wasn't there.
so it probably just appeared.
Gimbal follows Gambol.
Yeah, Jacob's going
Yay!
down.
Please be careful. I'll follow them, trying to be quiet. If it's relevant, creatures that rely on dark vision gain no benefit when attempting to detect me in dark and dim conditions.
Cool. Firstly, do all of you have dark vision?
Hey everyone, it's Ellie here. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, please consider checking out our supporter Acast link. This is like a virtual tip jar where you can just give us a little bit of a thank you in financial form. We obviously accept thank yous in non-financial forms, and you are in no way obligated to do this. It would just be a nice cool thing. All the proceeds of that go towards things like making a web domain, investing in merch, and also compensating the lovely, lovely PCs that I have on this show, because they're great, and they deserve all the love and all the riches in the world. You can find that at supporter.acast.com/deck of many aces, with spaces in between the words. There's also a link right at the bottom of the episode description. Also, do you have a podcast, TTRPG product, or Twitch stream that you think that the listeners of this podcast might be interested in? If you do, then why not use this space to advertise it? If you're interested in advertising your product here, get in contact with us at deckofmanyaces@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of the show!
And if not, what?
I
light
do
are you
not have
using?
dark vision.
Oh my goodness. Do I have do changelings have dark vision?
Also, with dark vision, you still can't see details. So if there are any, and you're not using the light, you won't be able to see them.
I have a
gosh.
thing that makes me do good stuff in the darkness. I don't have dark vision,
Dark vision.
which is just typical.
I'm gonna just minor illusion a little flame in my hand.
Sure, that's fine. You can you can use minor magic to make it.
The other option was just fireball, but I'm not gonna do that.
You also will have lanterns and stuff, but in case it is dark and you need to see.
I'm using the
not-
same light, I guess.
You're not that
I'm following
unprepared.
along.
I'm miffed that changelings don't have dark vision.
Me too. They must be the only ones aside from humans. That's wild.
Oh no, there's tons. Dragonborn don't.
Yeah, but I can literally make whatever eyes I want.
I only have dark vision because of my subclass, so
I think, by the way, for anybody who can see it, I think Gambol has changed appearance to what she truly looks like as a changeling, but as they go into this hole, her eyes change to be cat's eyes.
Cool. It does not help you.
What does she truly look like as a changeling?
Flavor.
She's flavor. She's just got very, very similar to Gimbal, long white hair, very sort of whitish pale skin with kind of dark around the eyes and pale white eyes, like the ones Nate wearing white eye
In
contact
real
lenses.
life.
Real life, yeah, they're
In
really
real
cool
life.
looking, for those who are listening.
And they're very cool
in
looking.
meat space.
IRL.
So yes, IRL.
Meat space.
Yes, in meat space. That's what she looks like.
What's marching order?
Oh boy. That's never a good question, is it?
as much as Yaia wants to be in the front, I think she's ended up at the back.
Okay,
floppiest
that's fine.
at the moment, so
Gambol is move first, ask questions later, so she is at the
Gimbal
front.
is protect Gambol at all cost.
Jacob
Yes.
is attempt to make good life decisions, not make good life decisions, so he is third.
So you're going down this sort of sloped thing, and it goes through some sort of packed earth, and then into harder rock. As you sort of go down this tunnel, spirals around, and there are various points in which it steps off into these circles, or they circle around from what you can tell. These sort of circular tunnels, and with the light you can see there are things carved into the walls, and this happens at multiple points as you go down.
Can I do an investigation check on what's carved in the walls?
Yeah, it would either be history or arcana, to be honest with you.
That's fine, it's the same for both. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. That is... Ooh, that's a 15. Thank God, it was so close to landing on a 7.
Which one are you using, by the way, for reference?
I think Arcana.
Cool. So you recognize the patterns. It's only a section that you can see, but you can recognize the patterns as this is from a spell circle, right? The same thing you would do when you were making a ritual.
Okay.
This is what's being done here, but obviously on a much larger scale. There's multiple of them there at various different depths and quite large. You're not sure what they're trying to do exactly, but they're doing something, and something quite big.
Damn. Okay. I relay this to the team.
Yikes.
Yikes indeed.
So should we be destroying it?
Probably.
Well, we need to find out what it's doing first.
And it is in a rock face. These carvings go really deep into this rock face as well. They're not sort of shallow, just chiseled out. They're a number of inches deep into the rock face at
It
least.
seems like a bad place to build a house.
Yeah, you tell me about it.
We don't want to destroy it if it's, doing something helpful for the town. It might be unrelated.
I doubt that, otherwise they'd know it, wouldn't they?
Well, things get lost, especially if they're not written down.
Technically, this is written down.
Well, you know what I mean, Gimbal.
Does anyone else want to do anything with these? Or are you just going to continue down into the depths?
How
Depths.
old do they look?
You'd have to do a history.
Okay, am I any good at history? I actually am good at history. Looks like I studied history at whatever the hell I did before I was...
Warlock
He never
school.
went to Warlock school. Oh no, that's a 5 + 5. is a 10.
Warlocks don't go to school, they get schooled.
But he went to school and then he became a warlock.
You can't tell how old they are. You don't know really anything about how rock works over time. Let alone how old, how carvings stand up to time as well.
Wait, I have a thing! I don't know if it's historical knowledge. When you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders. Does this count?
What?
Yeah,
That's a completely OP ability.
I don't have to roll or anything, I just know.
So you look at it, you're tired, you don't pick up on it at first, and then you like finally realise what's going on. It's not been built by someone. This couldn't be built by someone. You know that. The way it's been carved into the rock is impossible for a person to do. Right? Like, there is no way. Yeah, like the depth of the cuts, the way it's been carved into the walls it's as if it's grown out of the rock face rather than being pushed into, being carved out with tools. With help from Gambol, you know this is a spell circle. This is used to cast a spell or keep a spell going, or some magical purpose. It's not a ruin, really.
So in terms of determining its builders, are we saying it didn't have builders because it grew?
The builders are not human, is what I'm going to say.
As in not humanoid?
Yeah, it's not humanoid.
Okay.
They're not people.
Gods?
I mean, it could be. You never know.
Fear.
Is there any of the parts of it like enough that I could take a rubbing of it?
Yeah, sure.
If I have cartographer's tools, I have a bit of, you have
some paper and some crayons.
Yeah.
You can. Some charcoal probably would be the one you'd use, like to just take a quick rubbing of.
I don't know if I could like get anything that shows the whole thing, but
the whole thing is like 200 square feet of material. You would need a lot to get rubbings of all of it.
I'll just try and find like...
Jacob has some paper somewhere as well.
Yaia has a therapeutic mental health colouring session.
I'm gonna say, you do not have 200 square feet of paper.
I have a pocket dimension.
I have a special feature that allows me to pull 200 square feet of paper out of a pocket dimension.
You take a quick rubbing of this, and then unless there's something burning that people want to do, I'm guessing you continue to make your way downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As you make your way down, it spirals further and further down. You're quite deep now until it kind of starts to turn inwards, and it opens up into this cavern that looks like it's you can guess it's sort of underneath the spell circle. It's in the middle of it, roughly. You don't need to roll perception to see this.
Oh, yikes.
At the bottom of this cavern, there is a sort of a layer of that black gunk.
Gross.
That you
licked.
Yeah, you licked. And in the centre of this cavern, roughly in the centre, there is this mass of... It looks similar to this black gunk, but it's less gelatinous. It is more solid, and it slowly pulses. And when I say it's in the centre, it's being held in the centre by various ropes pushed out and attached to the walls of this cavern. The walls and the ceiling and the floor of it.
Oh, so now I'm thinking this is some sort of containment spell for whatever that is, and that maybe breaking the crystals was bad?
Yep, my immediate thought was...
Well, the problem was here before you broke the crystals.
Yeah, it was.
I'm just now asking myself, in quite a worried way, whether this might have been a prison.
Excellent.
I think I may have lost a little too close.
Can't gaslight our way out of this one, folks.
What's more, bad place for a house.
While you're having this brief discussion...
Is that in character?
What? No.
Wasn't it? Who knows?
Which one?
Me? I'm not here.
Eiriol's the omnipotent voice in our heads.
The big black mass of stuff in the middle says, no, the big black mass of stuff in the middle starts to move faster.
Oh no.
From this sort of pool of gunk in the middle, It's a gunge pool. You've walked into a reality game show from the 90s that has just gotten really mouldy.
That's the real horror.
No.
That's such a good, soundbite. So good.
It's been a very quotable episode.
From this mouldy gunge pool, several humanoid figures
Oh, finally, something to
rise
fight.
up. And all of you
thank
are going
God.
to need to roll initiative.
Something to fight,
no.
finally. Now me not
Okay.
using any of my spell slots looks like a good thing.
This is what I'm made for.
Yeah, and the black sort of gunk that has been on the floor. Also, I need to roll a lot of dice.
Oh no.
Ooh, oh no.
The black gunk that's on the floor is starting to rise, and it has gone up to you. You didn't really notice it, but it doesn't seem to be sticking to you like.
Oh, good.
Stuff.
Well, actually,
It's
Thank
not.
God for that.
It's less viscous than the stuff than before. It's more like fluidy. But it's a bit weird. There's some parts that are like more viscous and some that are less viscous. It's bad. It's real bad.
I got a 19.
I got a nat 20 for 23.
Yeah.
I got 50.
Yes. This is the point. That's gonna be step 1. That I was gonna cast levitate, and then I kind of took it back when.
You did.
Did I take it back? Have I been levitating this entire time? I did take it back. I'm like, damn it.
If I go before this thing and I just attack it, I can do it 4 times and I have advantage on my first turn.
Oh my gosh. Let's just hope it rolls bad for initiative then.
I don't even know if we want to be attacking it.
We keep saying it. It's gonna be they, isn't it? Let's be real.
Yeah, plural. They is in plural, not as in non-binary.
The non-binary gunge pit.
Does a gunge pit truly have a gender?
Listen, there's so much more than this
my
gunge
God.
pit. It's gained sentience and it's gained gender.
Oh my god.
Insert something about that meme about a bad thing being good representation.
Also,
You know
what
I mean?
are all your ACs so I don't need to ask you every single time?
15.
Cool.
What were you asking
13
me?
AC.
now.
AC 15.
How long does mage armor last?
8 hours for mage armor.
Oh, thank God for that. Thank you, Nate.
And Gimbal?
I believe. Did I cast Mage Armor on myself too?
I think you did.
I don't know.
Okay, if I did, it's 15.
I'm going to say 15 for it, just to be nice.
If not, it's 12. So it's not that big.
That makes us all 15, I think, as well, which is nice.
No, I'm 13.
Oh, okay.
Combat. It is Yaia's turn first.
Yeah.
We're at the edge of the room in the end.
Does it look like... this is the thing, I'm like... Because of it being my first turn, I want to attack it. Does it look like it's definitely gonna, like... be attacking us?
So there are 3 figures that have risen from this gunge pit. 2 of them look a little more sort of lethargic isn't the right word, but it's the only one I've got. And one of them looks a bit more sturdy and upright.
If you want to look at it from a pacifist perspective, you can always say that our kind of tactic is that we go in, we try and neutralize the threat as much as possible till it's at a stage where it's not a threat to us, and at that point we can try and put it to rest or
I remember
whatever.
the meme I was going to say. The meme I was going to say was diversity win. The gunge pit figures that are attacking you are non-binary.
No, just the gunge pit. The figures have.
Can I-
The gunge pit sending figures to attack you.
May I suggest gender fluid?
Oh my god! I just blew out my mic because that was the best joke anyone has made on this podcast ever.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Everyone else go home. We can all retire. Nate has won this podcast.
Yaia, what are you doing? So there are 3 figures. There's the big thing in the middle. There are also the big thing in the middle is connected to the walls at various points.
Okay, I'm gonna draw my 2 short swords. And I have an extra 10 feet of speed on my first turn, which makes it 35. Because Aarakocra small.
Can't you also fly at 50 feet?
Oh, yeah. I have a flying speed of 50 feet.
Because Aarakocra OP.
So anyway, whichever way I have to, I'm going to get to this sturdy one.
Cool. And then you're going to attack
I'm
it.
going to stab it. I'm going to stab it 4 times.
Okay.
Because I have...
Do you do extra to undead?
Yes, so I have plus
This
4,
is an undead.
plus 4 to damage rolls, and I have... I don't do extra damage, but I get a plus 4 to hit it, which is nice.
Cool. Roll your 4 attacks.
Shall I do them like in order, or shall I just... Because one of them is like bonus action 2-weapon fighting.
Roll the hit, and I'll tell you if it hits, and then if it hits.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 2 at a time. Okay. Oh no! That was bad. I got an at 1 and a 3 plus. Let me see. I add a 6 and a 7, which together is 11. No, it's not. What?
13.
13. So the nat 1 is, I guess, a 14, but it is a nat 1. And
yeah, nat 1's always miss.
And a 17.
Okay, the 17 hits.
No, 16, sorry.
The 16 still hits.
Okay, so one of them hits, and then... So I get an extra attack, but because it's my first go, I get another one on top of that. Plus a 2-weapon fighting, like, bonus action one. That much better. I rolled a 13 and an 11, so what did we say we were adding? 13, so that's a 26 and a 24.
All except the nat 1 hit.
Okay, well the nat 1 was the first one. So first one misses, and then
roll damage for the second one.
The rest of them hit, so that'll be 3d6 plus 6, because the last one doesn't add your modifier because it's bonus action. Okay. That is 12 plus 5, 17 plus 6, 23.
23 damage in total.
Yes, and I think I've used all of the things, because there's a lot of things.
It is looking peaky. Well done. But it's still up. It's still standing.
Yaia like just gets up with their 2 short swords and just like does this like weird, you know, in like animes where they do that really fast sword and there's lines through the air. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you sheath it, and they all happen at once. That's the real thing. Gambol, what do you do?
Okay, I have 2 options, and so what is this thing?
Which thing?
Like the gunge thing.
The big
like,
one in the middle.
Is it just like one? How big is it? Like, is it just one creature?
It is a large creature, so it's taking up quite a lot of room in the center of this. It is alive, it's moving, it's not moving like a heart, it's moving like, it's just moving in a weird way that's not nice, but it's definitely alive.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go offensive before I go defensive. I am going to cast Reduce on it to make it significantly smaller and therefore hopefully easier to hit and less threatening.
Sure.
Listen, it's a tactic. Is it gonna work? Who knows?
Okay.
We'll find out.
So you reduce it?
Yes. That's a Constitution
So
saving throw.
Okay, cool. It is good at these. It got 14.
That doesn't pass.
Okay, so it is reduced to a small size. Is that the only effect, that it's reduced to small size?
It has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapons also shrink to match its new size. While these weapons are reduced, the target attacks with them deal 1d4 less damage. I'll paste that in.
It doesn't have any weapons, so that's not a thing, sadly. But it does. So it has disadvantage on strength saving throws.
So when it tries to pick anyone up with its muscular non-binary arms, we'll...
Eiriol, I think I got confused and I added too many things.
It is fine. I'm not too worried.
Okay, I mean, I think I added an extra 3 because I got a 7 out of somewhere when it should have been a 4. So all of the...
Okay, that's fine. I'm not redoing the math. That's the wrong thing. It gets smaller, and the things holding it up in the space look strange. Like they've suddenly contracted in, and so they're having to work. They're longer than they're meant to be.
Oh
and
no!
So they look a bit more strained.
This was an outcome I did not foresee.
Yeah, it's just kind of sitting now your size in the middle.
Okay. Do I wild magic roll? Would you like me to?
If you want to, sure.
Yeah, you can get advantage on stuff quite easily, can't you?
Yeah, go for it. Roll your wild magic.
That's a 20.
What does that do?
Oh my god. Okay. So that means you have to actually roll the wild magic table. Roll the wild magic table.
Yeah. Oh gosh. That's so wild. Don't swear, Ellie.
This is why I don't play melee characters, because I've just noticed I should have had advantage on all of those attack rolls.
That's a 19? What
one
a
sec.
rogue number to have on a D100.
You cast grease centered on yourself.
It's not going to make a difference.
I'm going to be honest, this grease just like pours out of you, and it kind of just dilutes into the water, into the weird gunk.
It's a good job everyone can fly.
Now the gunk is slightly greasier. That's really the only difference.
Yummy. Oh, oily grease. Oily gunk.
The effects of grease don't work.
Well then no, because we're preparing them for the funeral in advance.
Grease isn't that big, it's only you and your friends.
Rip. We're preparing a very small portion of it for the funeral.
Okay.
Alright, that's my turn.
Gimbal, what are you doing?
Gimbal is casting Witch Bolt on the large thing in the middle. And I'm going to rub my clockwork amulet to make it an automatic 17.
Yes!
That hits.
Let me see if it does the damage immediately or not. Yes. So that's 1 damage immediately. So that's 11 damage, thunder, or lightning, actually. Why is there a difference between those? And I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to use Quicken spell and cast Protection from Evil and Good on Gambol.
Are those both spell slot spells?
Yes.
Because you can't do 2 spell slot spells.
Right, I forgot about that.
You do 1 spell slot spell.
That's fine.
I only discovered this recently, and I gotta say, it makes no sense. But
It's because of sorcerers. It's because they gave sorcerers the ability to
Yeah, that makes
spells
sense.
in a turn. And then they were like, that's busted. If you can do 2 firebolt back to back, you can
can
really
be cool
destroy something.
and kick butt like the fighters do.
How far is Gambol from the creature?
They're at the door, so
Okay.
they're next to you. They're quite close. They're not close to the thing. They're close to you.
And how far is the thing from me?
It's 50 feet. It's 50 feet across and then a bit up.
Okay, then I'm going to move 20 feet forward and stop. Also, I would have had to do that to cast Witch Bolt in the first place.
That's fine. Jacob.
Okay, so what am I looking at here? Like, I've still got the 3 undead, have I?
So there's 3 undead. One of them's was looking stronger and now is looking less strong because they got shredded by Yaia.
I'm trying to figure
And then
out
there's-
if I should play a reverse Uno card. I probably shouldn't.
What's the reverse Uno card?
Are you going to try and summon undead?
Oh my god!
Okay, you're going to have to keep track of this undead.
I probably shouldn't for just like.
I kind of love it though.
I'm not gonna do it. You lot can deal with the little ones. I'm going to, as a bonus action, use my elemental gift to start flying because the ground is both greasy and unpleasantly gooey, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start hovering ominously. How far away am I from the big gunk?
You're 50 feet away from when you're standing hovering off the gunk. You're still 50 feet away.
Okay, how big is the gunk?
It's now like normal person size.
Yeah, it's person size now because you cast reduce on it.
Okay, anyway, so I cast Hunger of Hadar.
Yes!
I open a gateway to the dark between the stars, a region infested with unknown horrors.
Okay.
A 20-foot sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears centered on the thing. It's going to last for a minute. It's filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises.
Okay, this is the thing. You are describing a creature made out of gunge. So, like, you're aiming at... Yeah, it's like... Oh, I'm going to terrify it with this
Anyway.
stuff. And you're just It's more gunge on gunge.
Let
Gunge
it
on
be
gunge
known that I
action.
made the best friggin' slurping noises for this spell in Mine and Chloe's home
I
game.
think you mean worst.
Anyway, When it's its turn, the gunk's turn, it's going to need to take 2d6 cold damage. Good luck running away from this gunk.
You can run,
I will say,
but you can't
this
hide.
gunk is just in the middle of the space, bound by various
Yeah,
things.
I know. Good luck running away.
You're doubtful of its ability to run away.
Exactly. That's one of my 2 spell slots, everyone.
Warlocks!
Yay!
So Ellie did the slurping, I have to do the whispers. Hungry for gunk. Hungry.
God. Okay, I'm vetoing this. So the thrall that you've been fighting, the undead that you've been fighting, Yaia, is going to try and grab you with its hands and pull you down onto the floor.
It can try.
So you need to make a strength saving throw.
I say it can try. I'm actually not amazing at strength.
And it's got, there's a disadvantage.
What?
It's a nat 1.
Oh my god.
Rest in peace.
Perfect. The best. I'm in love. This undead pulls you down, and as it's pulling you down, its body like molds around you, and you are paralyzed while trapped inside of this thing on the floor.
Yaia has bad luck, everyone.
Yeah.
Yaia's gonna die.
She's already dead.
You know what I mean.
Yaia's gonna die.
Nate, where can we find you?
Yeah, Nate, where can we find you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
You?
No, the other Nate.
Yes,
The other
you.
one.
Yeah, sorry, Nate.
the one that sort of sits in the shadows behind me and watches. You can find me on Twitter at Nate Scott Jones or on the Cast of Many Things, which is a podcast channel that releases a bunch of stuff and likes to collaborate. So we're at Cast O Many Things on Twitter, and that's where I'm at.
Deck of Many Aces is Am Chisholm, Chloe Elliott, Eiriol Evans, Katie McLeod, and me, Ellie Webster, featuring this episode's special guest, Nate Scott Jones. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Deck of Many Aces, and tweet at us with the hashtag DOMA, that's DOMA. If you like what you hear, then please consider giving us a review or a rating on any number of platforms now. You can give us a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on Spotify. And if you really like us but you don't have a way of giving us a review, then you can find us on Podchaser. Any and all of those platforms are wonderful to hear feedback from, and they're also great for helping us be able to reach more new listeners. If you love the soundtrack for the show as much as I do, then you can stream all 3 albums on Spotify and other music platforms. We are a very, very busy group of people, and you can find us in all sorts of different places. Let's start off with Am. You can find her on A Rendezvous with Destiny and on her brand new podcast, Date Night Drive-In. You can find Chloe and her music in all sorts of places, but at the moment the best place to watch her is on Dragon's Duel, where she is streaming in the Shattered Realm. Links for that in the episode description. I have already waxed lyrical about our ACOS supporter link, so I won't go on about it for too much, but I will say that if you have the means to do so, then donating means the world to us. I'd like to give a special thank you and a shout out to our very own Nate Scott Jones in this episode, who has donated to the Acast supporter link. Your money at the moment is going towards advertising and also potentially in the future making a website and maybe some merchandise. We will see. So it's all really exciting, and it really does just help us keep this ticking over. So we really appreciate it, and thank you for helping if and when you can. I think that is everything. Boy, I am sleep deprived, so I don't know if I've missed anything. Next episode in a turn of events will be out next week. So For those of you who are listening to this coming out live, you will be aware that this episode is very, very late due to technical difficulties. And we're really sorry about that. So to make it up to you all, and to make up for the lost Doma time, we are releasing this episode this week on the 4th of February. Next episode, the spicy one-shot finale, on the 11th of February, and then we will be back to regularly scheduled programming on the 18th of February. So I will see you next week. Have an ace week all. Bye!